I've been all right. I've been all right. Had one of those days where everything I've tried to do artistically just hasn't worked. Like everything I've tried to do today just didn't work out. And then on top of it, I broke an egg. Hi, everybody. Yeah, you and me both, Nat. I'm actually on time. Usually I'm like 5 minutes late, but I was on time. I was live right at 10 today. Yeah, my gravity systems checked today. It was the stupidest thing, too. I was so mad at myself. So I had like all my green eggs set out here, including, I'm calling him Vern, because he was a green egg that looked like he kind of had vines, but he was sort of like a plant, like a fern. So he was named Vern the egg. And he was if you were on Wednesday's live, he was one of my green eggs I had sitting out, all looking so decorative, and aesthetic. And I was trying to do some more filming today with this. Didn't work out, but we're not going to talk about that. It's fine. It just didn't work out. Yeah, just one of those days where everything I tried to do creatively didn't work out. So I mean, this live tonight, God knows. God only knows what's going to happen. But what I did today, which is probably in my top 10 list of stupidest things I've ever done while egging, is I have this little mug that my husband made in shop class in junior high that I keep all my like tools and stuff in it. And I was looking down at the egg I was doing. I wasn't paying attention. And I thought I had slid the spoon in, but I hadn't. I had just put it like beside it. And so when I let go, it fell and it smashed the egg. So that's how she happened. We're gonna have a little in memoriam later on the live tonight. But yeah, it was yeah. Oh, everybody have your drinks ready? I think it's going to be that kind of a night. If you're going to play along with the drinking game, you might die. So, drink your water. Drink your water, please. I will. I really liked that one. I thought it was really cool. So I'm definitely going to recreate it. I was so sad. I was so sad. Okay. Wine and water. Fabulous. Okay, let's get my lighting. Oh, thanks, Strawberry Seed. Honestly, the kind of day I've had, you might want to just do it only water because I have no idea what is going to happen tonight. I'm kind of, like I said, just everything I've tried to do, it feels like it just hasn't worked out. I don't know if anybody else has days like that where just like everything you try just doesn't work. Everything just doesn't work. Hi. So just one of those days, but you know what? It's okay. It's okay. You can't hit everything out of the park all the time, right? So, alrighty. So I've been doing quite more intricate things as of late. I've been doing lots of sort of intermediate. Here, let's push this down so you can see better. So I've been doing lots of like intermediate kind of stuff. So I am going to do a couple of things today. One, I'm going to do what I would call probably the most beginner-friendly Pisanki design I've done yet. Very, very beginner-friendly Pisanka here tonight. And I'm going to only use only one Kitsuka. I'm only going to use my medium Darylin. So if you get the Cheeky Crafty Lady kit, you can use this one. If you get the beginner Pisanki kit, you refuse to this time. Do you know what? I'm gonna edit now that I have both of these eggs totally done. I'm gonna edit. I'm gonna see if I can edit that live down and post a video to my YouTube. So anybody that wants to sort of see that clover start to finish, you'll be able to do it you'll be able to see it on YouTube. It's not going to be, I think, the full live, because the full live was like 2.5 hours. So I'm going to edit it down for YouTube. But I'm just going to use medium style Kitska tonight for everything. I'm not going to switch back and forth between like heavy and fine and all that. So whether or not you get the medium Kitska in the Let's Get Started kit or the medium Kitska in the Cheeky Crafty Lady kit, you will be able to do this. So I'm going to do, I'm working on a white egg. I'm going to do a white, I'm going to do white, yellow, orange, and end in brown. You can, if you get the beginner kit and you get this 6-color die kit, what I would do is, oh, that's fun. Oh, wonderful. My, my kit, what do I have soot. Getting soot all over my egg. See, look, I've got soot all over my egg and I haven't even started. Let's not set this on fire. Take a sip. So the 6-color die kit is the one that you, obviously you can buy other if you just wanted to get like add a cream soda pink to this or one of the purples or whatever you like. You can go nuts and get the 20-color pack as well. But the 6-color egg die kit is the one that comes with the kits. I'm doing, so tonight I'm going to show you white, Yukon Gold, Monarch Orange, and ending in brown. If you're going to use the 6, Lurkin Millennial, thank you. If you're going to use the 6-color egg die kit, I would do white, and then cannoli yellow, and then Tofino Sunset, and then I'm Polish because of your, got it, wonderful. But yeah, I would use the cannoli yellow. Micah, thank you. Thank you. The cannoli yellow, the Tofino Sunset, and then I would maybe, instead of ending in brown, maybe end in the glowing hearts. You could also do black or like the green or the blue as well. So up to you. But this is absolutely a design you can do with kind of any color combo you want. So it's going to be super, super easy. Very, very beginner friendly. What's my pronouns are she, her. Thank you for asking. I really need to put those back in my bio. So I've been getting asked a lot lately, which is great. Hello. Okay. Catherine, hello. I'm having a day. I broke an egg. Okay. I broke a 5-year-old egg, which is a whole nother. Actually, I think it's 6 years old. Oh, Jesus. Anyways, okay. So we're going to start now. Always remember, you can mark this out in pencil first. You do not have to go in straight with wax. Thank you. You guys are so nice. Oh, yeah. Here, before I get started, Catherine, let me show you. Let me show you what I did. And of course, it wasn't it wasn't an empty egg. No, we got a 6-year-old crustified, calcified yolk. Let me tell you the smell that wafted out of those when I dropped the spoon on it. Yep. She's been talented today. I've been all kinds of talented. It's all good. It happens. Happens to the best of us. Yeah, it was it was a scent. It was a scent. That's for sure. Okay. So we're going to have I think when I dip it in the Monarch Orange, we'll have a little mini funeral procession. I'll say some words. Drink or no, it's still a broken egg. I think you got to drink. I broke an egg today. I think you guys got to have a sip. For those of you that don't know, Pray for Riot has a drinking game. So when you come to my lives, if you would like to participate, you should maybe... I'm partaking with tea and a lemonade, non-alcoholic kind. I wish it was. Yes. So I'm going to put the white on. It's going to take me about 20-25 minutes to put the white on this egg, and then we're going to do a little bit of the Yukon Gold, a little bit of wax on, and then I'll dip it in the Monarch Orange, and we will have our funeral procession and say goodbye to Vern. The glorious, glorious Vern. What do you do? Okay. So for those of you that are wondering what the heck's going on, we're doing Ukrainian pisanke. I am working with a tool called a Kitska. Oh, yeah, sorry, this is One Coat Black. It's the last day of winter today. Tomorrow is the first day of spring, you know, new life, fresh, lovely colors. So naturally, that meant I had to paint my nails jet black, obviously. Nothing says first day of spring like jet black nails. All right. Here we go. So I'm taking my little tool here. Now remember, you can go in with pencil first, but I'm just going to divide my egg in half. So I do this, I sort of back up as far as I can, kind of, and I'm looking at it from afar, and I'm just trying to keep my line in the middle. Sometimes they wander, you know, it happens. Sometimes your lines wander. It's okay. They'll eventually come back together. There we go. So now we got a little bit of shakiness. We got a little bit of shaky business going on. It's okay. We're just gonna go in through and thicken it up, you know. We're just gonna thicken them up. You know, a little thick doesn't hurt nobody. We'll just smooth that out. It's like it never happened. I apologize if anybody is asking questions. I am looking down at my egg, so I am not seeing the screen very well. For those of you wondering, I have a little gizmo. It goes around my neck and holds my phone for me, so I'm able to go hands-free and show you guys what I'm doing. And yeah, I get down and I get looking down and I get concentrated, so I don't see the comments. But if you have any questions, I've got lots of videos posted to my page about this process, and also there is lots of lovely people in the chat that also do pisanke. And they can probably answer your questions for you. What I'm going to do, so I've got a few tutorial type videos posted to my page. I am going to make a playlist on my YouTube this weekend, and I'm just going to add them all to that playlist. They're just quick little 1-minute videos. I want to film longer ones for YouTube, but I keep having life and children get in the way of that. But I'm going to take all those kind of quick little 1-minute tips and tricks and Q&A answer videos. I'm going to put them on a playlist on YouTube so that they're really easy for you to find. It's not always easy, I find, to scroll back through TikTok and find old videos. So yes, this is beeswax I'm working with. So now normally when I do divisions, then the next thing I do is I flip it around and I start doing it this way. I'm not going to do that today. We're going to go rogue. Now I'm going to get out my pencil because this one is harder to do. I'm going to just make kings, Papa. Thank you. Just going to make little, let's see. Okay, let's see how. Okay, that's not terrible. That's not terrible. I do feel like that could be a little bit lower. So I'm just trying to make little marks. And I'm just trying to come all the way back around. There we go. And end in the center. There we go. Okay, love it. So now we're going to go through and make our little center line. So I'm heating the barrel end in the flame. It would absolutely work on blue or green eggs. If you have your own chickens and you have gorgeous farm fresh chicken eggs, especially of the blue-green variety, my God, please use them. They do not have to be, I feel very passionately that farm fresh eggs work best for pisanke. Pisanke. They, I feel like the shell's usually smoother. It's usually stronger. And you just get a beautiful variation in colors that I think just look stunningly gorgeous at the very end of it. Vern, sadly, the deceased, R.I.P. Vern, he was a farm fresh egg. That's why he's that beautiful. Yeah, they take dye too. I agree. I'm so sad about this, you guys. I'm so mad at myself. I'm so mad at myself. For those of you wondering, I had this beautiful like little aesthetic, you know, with all my green eggs for my last live on St. Patty's Day. And I was trying to do some more filming, so I had them still set up. But I was also working on the egg for tonight. And I was trying to put my spoon away in this little jar with all of my tools. But I was looking down at my egg that I was working on, and I thought I put it in here, but I didn't. I put it at the side. And so when I let go, that's when she fell, and she took out Vern. Killed her. Killed him. Done like dinner. All right, so we got that horizontal line. We're just going to go through and thicken it up a bit. So, yeah, you know what is, I feel like this is one of those things where it seems so intimidating and people always go, what tips do you have for beginners? What tips do you have? And honestly, just start. Just get over that intimidation factor. Just get over that little hump at the beginning there where you're like, I don't know. And you know, you just got to start. There's a lot of this art form that just comes with doing. Like, you know, you could watch all the videos. You could read all the books, but some of it's very hands-on. You're just only going to learn it by doing it. If you want to learn it. If you're just here to be entertained, oh, that is not straight. Oh no, maybe it is. I was holding the eggs like this, and I was like, it's not straight. I was holding the egg crooked. It's going to be one of those days, guys. I don't know what it's going to I'm having a sip of tea. Oh God, I'm having a sip of tea. Okay. It's gonna be fine. It's fine. Yes, we are making Ukrainian pisanke. Some of us are also playing a drinking game. If you are partaking, please do so responsibly. If you are not partaking, you can join me in some herbal tea and lemonade. Please stay hydrated. Oh, my basement is dry. The basement is dry right now. I mean, I live in Alberta. It's just dry, period. We've got some wicked snow mold this year. Holy cow. I don't know what it's like where you guys are at, but where I'm at in Canada, we have like when all the snow melts, it's pretty bad. And this year it's super bad. Okay, so we did just one division, splitting it in halves. And then I did, so this wax, I'm sealing in all of the color underneath. So right now I'm sealing in the white. This is just regular beeswax. I'm in central Alberta. This is regular beeswax and it's got snow mold, yes. So when all that snow that has been sitting on the ground since October melts away in the spring, there's like a moldy layer underneath with all the dead grass. It's gross as heck. It's honestly, It's a trip. It's fun, especially if you're allergic to it. All right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Canada's fun. It's fun. Like a month ago, it was like -40. And now I'm like, look at the snow mold. Okay, so now, so grateful for California. Yeah, definitely got nicer weather than us. Yeah, it's weird, hey? Yeah, Norway, you guys get it too, I bet. It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. Okay, so now okay. So now I'm going to go through and I'm going to basically quarter this section up. So I always talk about this, like you're making pieces of pie, like you're cutting pieces of pie for your kids. So you want your 2 pieces of pie to be even. You don't want your kids to get in a fight, be like, their piece is bigger than my piece. So this is what I mean. If you look at it, you want 2 even pieces of pie. You don't want one skinny piece of pie and then a big one. And again, you can always go through and mark this out in pencil first. You do not have to go in straight with wax. I just do because that's how I learned. Because my mom was mental about it. I don't know why, but you know, she was very adamant that I learned to do Pasunki with no pencils. For those of you that are new, this is sort of you put the wax down and you commit. It's not like drawing where you can erase it or back up. It's not like painting where you can paint over it. Once the wax touches the egg, that's it. That's where that's where it's going to be. So if you make a mistake, I say there is no mistakes. There's just take a sip, happy little opportunities for new designs, because that's what ends up happening. You just gotta figure out a new design. Okay, so I've got my 2 halves. Now I'm gonna come in. Okay, and now I'm gonna make sure that it's even. I say it as it's not even. I feel like I need to thicken this one up a bit. It's looking a little like she needs a little padding, little fill out. Sure, let's say that's good. Okay. What is the thing you are using on the egg? So this is a stylus. It's a tool that is used, not in every, so lots of different cultures do these types of decorative eggs. There's tons of different ways to do them. It's similar to like I think they're called a canting tool in batik. And this is a Ukrainian one. It's called a kitska. And it's got a little barrel that you load wax into. And then it tapers down into the little tip end, and surface tension keeps the wax inside the tool until it touches the surface of the egg. There's other traditions that just basically use like a stick with like a pin on the end, and you dip in the wax and you write on the egg, and you dip in the wax and you write on the egg. There's tons of different ways to do these eggs. But this is what I do. Drink when she says wax. You'll be dead if you do that. Don't do that. Do I always empty the eggs first? I mean, clearly not. Clearly not. Clearly not. Lots of people do empty their eggs first. I prefer to empty mine at the very end. Sometimes I don't. My mom never emptied ours growing up. Sometimes I forget. to empty them because it's a very long and tedious process. So I usually put it off, and then sometimes I forget. And then like a year later, I'm like, oh, whoops, I never emptied that egg. Whoopsie whoops. So, but most people, well, I don't know if most people do, but a lot of people do empty their eggs first. There is pros and cons to doing both. I prefer to work on whole eggs. I find them much stronger and sturdier to work on. And they sink down into the dye, so I get a better dye coverage. Unless, you forget your egg in the dye overnight for like 12, 14 hours, like I did with the brown guy. Whoopsie, whoopsie, whoopsie. But won't they start to smell after a while if you don't empty them? Not unless, if you leave them whole and you don't break them like I did, there's no smell. Because it's sealed, right? It's sealed in the eggshell. To be honest, after a while, they dry up. They just dry up. After about 10 years or so, they're solidified, calcified, evaporated, dried out inside. It's not particularly even, but we're going to pretend it is. I'm really mad at myself for getting soot on that egg. Not as mad as I was for breaking an egg, but ah well. All right. So it gets easier as you go because you have more lines on your eggs. You have more points of reference, more markings, So it gets easier as you go. So I think sometimes people, like, they're staring at this white egg or this brown egg or whatever. If you're lucky enough to have green or blue eggs, they're staring at it. It's blank. And they're like, I don't know what to do. And it's very intimidating. You just got to get wax on the egg. Just start. And then the more lines you have, the more markings you have, the easier it is. You have more points of reference. Yeah, I don't know if you can see. So the beeswax, the other great thing about beeswax, so I'm sealing in the color underneath. It does an excellent job of sealing in. But you can see where it's like it's shiny and then it's matte. Almost instantly shiny and then matte. Okay, so we started with our first division and then we did one around there. And then we have our two diagonal ones. Easy peasy. Very, very beginner friendly. Now I'm going to go in with a pencil to show you this. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come up from the center. And I'm just going to do a little curly Q. Just like that. And now I'm going to skip a section. I'm going to come up and do a curly Q. You want to make them long enough that this one's a little too long. Oh, not me making a mess of my egg. Fine, it's fine. Drink water, don't die. Don't unalive yourselves. Okay, there we go. So you want it to be long enough that it takes up space on the egg, but you want it to be short enough. It will not make the egg taste better. 10 out of 10, do not recommend eating these. You want it to be short enough that when you're looking at it from this angle, you see it. So I don't want it so long that it's curving around past the little horizon here. Yeah. So the dyes I use so if you empty your eggs first at the beginning of the process, you can eat the contents. But these are industrial dyes. So you cannot, because it does seep through the eggshell a bit in the dyeing process. So if you tried to consume these, it would not be good. Don't do that. Not for eating. So, skip a section, little swirl, skip a section, little swirl, skip a section, little swirl. So, now here's the magic. So I started on this side, right? Hi, damn child, how are you doing? So I'm going to start on the right side again because I'm going to alternate. Forbidden scrambled eggs, yeah. Yeah, but if you drain them first, you can eat the contents. But if you wait till the end to drain them like I do not eat them. That would be bad. Also sitting out, it's like salmonella. We don't need some I think farm fresh eggs are different, right? They stay fresh forever. But store-bought eggs, you can't leave those suckers out on the counter and then eat them. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, it comes off when I find it comes off when I take the wax off. There's a little bit left over, it comes off with a white eraser. It's no biggie. No biggie. There we go. One more. What else did I do? Okay. So there we go. Now the only other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make like a big petal right beside it. Big petal. Just like that. Try to make them somewhat match. I say as I'm doing it, and they're all different sizes. It's fine, don't worry. Okay, so there we go. We've got that side. Yeah, how's your dad doing? Has he got a surgery date booked yet? I hope so. A sip of tea. Drink, everybody drink. I've got my herbal tea here. Everybody drink. I have no idea what you're doing, but it looks nice. Thank you. So for those of you that are unsure what was going on, oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, Pup Hamsters. Thank you. Sarah, pray for a riot. I'm Ukrainian heritage, Canadian, but Ukrainian heritage. My mother's, my maternal side is Ukrainian. My great-grandmother was from the Ukraine. So that's where, yes, there is a video posted on my page, somewhere near the top, and the one on Sarah's page as well with the rules. If you would like to partake, I do recommend having water. So now I'm just going to go, and wherever you saw me put pencil lines just now, I'm going to come and just add my little curly Q. Now I'm going to come back to this one. I'm going to show you an option. You don't have to do it, but I like to give you guys options. Okay, here we go. It's already going wrong. Okay, that's okay. It's okay. Alrighty. All right, now I got one really thick little curly Q and one little, I'm just going to thicken this guy up a bit so that they match. Next to his friend, he's looking a little not matchy. There we go. Okay. All right. Here we go. Sorry, I talk, what is it? We call it model talk. You'll hear me talk to my egg a lot. They have little personalities. I give them names. If you're like, this woman sounds mentally unwell, you are correct. I'm not a mentally well person. But it's okay because I'm fun. And I'm in therapy. So it's all good. It's fine. Here we go. Me too. Oh, God. Okay. That one was suddenly feeling a little short, so I just elongated it a little bit. So, yep. Okay, so now this looks very cool. Are you doing witch stuff? I mean, I'm not doing witch stuff. This was originally a pagan tradition way back in the day, like Bronze Age, pre-Christianity. So, this looks very cool. I super like this. Now, a couple of options you can do if you want to give it a little pizzazz. You could go through and do some cross hatching like I did in the center of these little hearts. So that's an option you could do in the center of this little petal. Or you could just leave it plain as well. You don't have to do anything. The thing I'm going to do, I've been a little bit obsessed with, is I'm going to give it just some little dots around the outside. It kind of looks like lace work. It's a really easy way. It's like a minimum effort for maximum impact. It doesn't require a lot of artistic ability. We're just making little dots, right? Just little dots around the outside, the perimeter. But when I'm done, you're going to see such a difference. It's just a small little thing you can do on your designs. It doesn't require, a crazy amount of artistic talent or anything, but it just it gives a really cool effect, and the finished result looks really cool. So this is very beginner-friendly stuff. So look at that. Look at just the difference. That one versus that one. What a difference. And it's just little dots. We're just making little dots. We're just going little bloop, bloop, bloop as we go. So it's no biggie. Very easy. There we go. Sarah was just about to ask for a drink count, but I don't think I even want to know what our total is at right now. It's Friday. Well, for some of us, it's Friday. If you're down under, I bet you it's already Saturday. For all I know, it's almost over on Saturday. So there we go. Very cute. So what if you're wondering what I'm doing at the side here, I've got a little piece of paper that I like to do some test runs on, just to make sure that my wax isn't going to blob out at me. There we go. Yeah, I figured it was already Saturday. Look at the difference, hey? Just little dots. 2:40 on Saturday. Wow. 6:39 a.m. where you are. It is 10:40 in Alberta right now, in Canada. Alrighty, some little dots. So again, I'm sealing in the white underneath. So this is sort of like we're always working with like negative space, if that makes sense. So whatever I want to be white in the final design, that is where I need to put my wax right now. So it's going to seal in and protect that white color. So when I go into my Yukon Gold, everywhere is going to get that gold yellow color except where I've put the wax. See, isn't that pretty? Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Very simple, but very effective. That's beautiful, right? Just because it's beginner doesn't mean it's not beautiful. Okay, so here we go. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo. Sorry guys, I'm looking down at my egg and I'm kind of in hyper-focus mode now, so If you are asking questions, I probably will not see, but there is lots of people in the chat right now who also do this art. So if you have any questions, chances are someone will be able to answer for you. Do, do, do. I dropped my drink. Oh no. It's a Butterfinger kind of a day. Although mine, to be fair, wasn't really Butterfingers. Mine was just me not paying attention and being a complete idiot. Let's be honest. Was not paying attention to what I was doing, and I suffered the consequences. How do you make the eggs not spoil? So I usually drain them when I'm done. I have a whole little special toolkit. I think I'll show you guys. I'll take wax. So I have a completed, the egg that I'm working on right now, I have a completed one done. So I think I will take the wax off of it and then show you how I drain it tonight. We'll see how late I go. But this is a fairly simple, this is a not too crazy. So we should have enough time to de-wax and drain. Speaking of wax, I'm out. Here we go. So to load my Kitska, my tool here, I heat the barrel end in the candle. Different colors I've done, oh God, I don't know, 8 maybe? 8? Isn't that fantastic? It's everybody's favorite part. How glorious was that? Does the outside? It does, yeah. So I always have a little piece of paper towel here. So you see, after I load it, I'll clean the outside. I'll wipe it down and just get some of the soot and the wax off. And just make sure it's nice and clean. And then I do a couple little test runs. And we're all good to go. Actually, I think I'll just rewarm that. I do have a couple ASMR videos on my page. I've got some longer ones posted to my YouTube. I don't have a lot, but I have a few. If you go to my profile and click on the little, it looks like an old school Instagram logo. And if you click on that, my YouTube will come up and there should be a Pisanke ASMR playlist on there. I made that one a little too big. That's okay. I might get a kit just to mount the wax and the Kitska. Do you know what? I don't think you'd be the first, nor the last. It does smell heavenly, which is nice because let me tell you, in this room earlier today when I broke that egg, it did not smell great. Nice nails. Thank you. This is One Coat Black from Holo Taco, my favorite nail polish company. I will only wear one Holo Taco. It is the only nail polish that lasts any amount of time on my nails. I can get a week out of it. Most nail polishes, honestly, chip after a day on my nails. I don't know what it is about just like my chemical composition or what it is, but nail polish doesn't last on my nails, but Holo Taco does. And One Coat Black is just that. It is one coat. I love how good that looks. Just for such minimal effort, it just looks so darn cute. Yeah, I broke an egg earlier today. We're having a funeral later for it because I'm really sad about it because I really liked it. And of course it was one that I hadn't drained. You know it is. You absolutely know it was one I didn't drain. Okay. There we go. If it didn't break on the live, do we still have to finish a drink? I mean, that's up to you. That's up to you. That's a completely individualistic interpretation of the rules. I'll let you guys decide that. I think you should at least take a sip. Whether or not you want to finish a drink, that's totally up to you. Father Thomason, thank you. Everybody's going to finish their drink when we have the funeral. So I'm going to finish putting the white on here. We're going to dip it in just for like a second or two. Like 30 seconds in Yukon Gold. I'll put the Yukon Gold on because it's not a lot. We're doing quite a beginner-friendly egg, so it's not as much detail as I sometimes do. Been doing quite intermediate sort of stuff on here lately, so I thought it was time I do a beginner-friendly one for everybody that is just starting and getting their kits. Okay. So now before we go into Yukon Gold, we're just going to we're going to double check and just make sure we have everything, because we can't go back. Once we dip it in, we can't go back. So we're just going to make sure we have everybody filled in how we like it, all of our lines. We like it, yes, yes, okay. So now, this is Yukon Gold from Ukrainian Accessories. Have a drink of your water. And we're just going to dip her in, not for too long tonight. How many colors are you using for this egg? I'm dipping it in Yukon Gold, and then I'm going to dip it in again in Monarch Orange, and then I'm going to end in brown. So white, gold, orange, brown, 4 colors. Now, we're just giving that 30 seconds. We will show where we get all of our supplies from. So if anybody is intrigued by anything you see here, the tools I'm using, the dyes, anything like that, this is the company I buy everything from. It's ukrainianaccessories.com. This is a Canadian company, small business, family owned. Support your small businesses. And then Crafty Lady 10 is my code. If you use my code, it will save you 10%. I do get a small kickback if you decide to use my code. So if you do, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Everybody have a sip of your water if you need. The code and my code and the website are also listed in my bio for anybody that needs them. My favorite one that I've ever done. Oh. Do you know what? Let's get her out. Let's get Miss Congeniality 1988 out. Everybody take a drink. Let's get her out. I should, what's the song they used to play at the Miss America pageants that like, here she is, isn't she beautiful? I can't remember. My mom used to watch that with me when I was a kid. All right, my favorite egg I've ever done. Here we go. Miss Congeniality 1988. Here she is. Dun, 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 dun. There she is. I love this little sunshine. I think I just turned 6 years old. I just turned 6 years old when I made this. I love the coloring. I don't know. This is like extremely, extremely nostalgic for me, this egg now. But there she is, Miss Congeniality. Here she comes. Here she comes. And so my mom did not drain any of our eggs growing up. So there's a crusty calcified yolk in there somewhere. But I'd say right now she's my favorite. I also really like Ducky. Ducky was that peacock I made. This was my first duck egg. My very first duck egg that I've ever made. We put a peacock on it and we decided to name it Ducky. Ducky the peacock. Ducky, yeah, damn child, this is her favorite one, I think. She named it, I believe. So, yeah. I think you named it, didn't you? There she is. So if anybody has seen, Queer Quills is doing a paper quilling version of this. It's insane. I was expecting her just to do like this, like the peacock. She's doing both sides. I have no idea how. But it's crazy. She posted a progress video today, and it looks nuts. Looks crazy. I've never done paper quilling, so look at that. Look at how quickly that went. Whew. All right, get our paper towel out. All of my tea towels are in the wash right now. Normally I have tea towels that I use, but they are in the wash. They got to be washed every now and then. Yeah, so this is Yukon Gold. I really like it. It's like it's not a pale yellow, but it's not an orange. It's like, I feel like I need one more sheet of this. I feel like it's going to leak through. It's not a pale yellow, but it's not an orange. It's just a really, really nice, deep, sort of like a, I don't know, looks like a lemon. I love it though. Beautiful. Can we take a sec? This is my favorite tea time. Oh, I really like our little community we've got going on here. I'm quite enjoying it. It's been nice for me. Like I say, you guys know I've got bone marrow disease, so I've been in my house for the last year. So it's been really nice to sort of find a community on here of people that are cool and don't mind me being a weirdo. Because my God, I was weird before. After a year inside, I'm even weirder. I am even weirder. Okay. Why do I have a mess? Why do I have glitter? Where did that come from? My God, you can tell I have little girls because my house is just forever coated in glitter. Okay, here we go. We all need to be re-socialized. Aw, I appreciate you guys a lot. You guys are always very sweet to me when I come on here. You always say the nicest things. You leave the nicest comments on my videos. Okay, so now this is, again, it's one of those things. Falling asleep, but I want to... Do you know what? Lots of people enjoy watching this right before bed. So if it's getting you all nice and relaxed and you can just nod off into dreamland, absolutely go for it. So, really easy. We're just doing a line. So I'm going out just past the little swirlies is where I'm taking it. And I'm just trying to go right down the center. There we go. I think a lot of people like watching this before bed. They say they find it very relaxing. I think we all have those videos that we watch as we're falling asleep. I love watching like sewing videos. That's my thing. I think I have fallen asleep to Bernadette Banner making a corset probably 100 times at this point. Okay, so there we go. I like that. Okay, and then I'm going to come over here and do the same thing. So you can see how the sections are reversed, right? So when I was doing my swirlies, I started right just to the right of center. And then when I went to this side, I also started just to the right of center. So it's reversed. So it's perfect. Not that it matters too much if you end up doing the same thing on the same side. I think it just aesthetically, it's nicer when they are reversed. That's a personal opinion. You may disagree, which is totally fine. Becca, thank you. Okay. That one maybe got a little long. Oh, that definitely got a little long. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, so now this is an egg. This is like a chicken's egg, like from the store, from the grocery store. Oh, everybody have a sip of your beverage just for good measure. Have a sip of water. Have a sip of water just for good measure. Stay hydrated. Chuck. Oh, Morgan's going to have a good night. Okay, so now, super, super easy. Again, I'm just going to come through. I'm just going to do little ticks. Pew, pew, pew. So now that one went a little long, so I'm going to stop there, and that's going to be my final tick up there. And I'm just going to go on the other side. Are they matching up? Are they even? No. Is it fine? Yeah, it's totally fine. So then we've got like a little sort of like a, it could be wheat, it could be pine needles, it could be anything you want, anything you imagine. Typically, I think in most of the traditions, these are thought of as little pine needles. So it's another one of those things. Again, we're just doing little lines. It's just little doot 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 doot. Not that it's not something that takes a lot of artistic talent, but they look really cute. Like, how cool does that look? Doesn't that look fun? Look how fun this looks. And it's not, like I say, we're not doing anything crazy. Who did she say? It is Queer Quills, at Queer Quills is doing it. Oh, I'm off screen, sorry. So that one ran a little long, so I'm going to hold back and I'm not going to go right to the end. If it's a little short, then I might add a little on the end, but... There we go. The tool I'm using right now is called a Kitska. That's what she said. There are so many things that I say in these lives that could be taken out of context. Like when I'm like laying down the foundational lines and I talk about, oh, I just like fat, juicy lines. I just like them really thick. Like, I'm like, oh God, somebody could take these things and edit them in any manner of ways. And then just like that, I can't go to parent-teacher interviews anymore. Actually, we had parent-teacher interviews over the phone. And despite me struggling teaching my children, they're still doing well. I don't know how, but they're both doing really well in like everything. So that was a nice surprise yesterday. So we're doing something right. Okay, so there we go. It's called a Kitska. K-I-S-T-K-A is how you spell it. Because you are Superman. You're very kind. Thank you. I don't know. Teaching, guys, I've started this week teaching my 9-year-old long division, and oh my God, let me tell you what fresh hell that is. You forget how much you hated long division until you have a 9-year-old that also hates long division. She's a smart cookie. It's gonna be fine. It's motivating to do it is the challenge. Let's add a little bit more. That's what YouTube's for. Do you know what I have to say there too? Oh, I'm not even on screen, and it's the best part. My dad's watching. Can you show some of your other eggs? You know what? I can give you a quick little... I've got some clovers back there. I've got a whole I've got a whole situation. I'll show you Ducky. This is a favorite net right now. This is my first duck egg that I ever did. And it's got a peacock named Ducky on it. Yeah, everybody have a tea break for a second before I finish the yellow. Everybody have a sip of tea. This was a whole series of eggs that I did. I really liked how those ones turned out. I thought they were fun. I did this in different colors. And then the sisters, not twins. My little shamrocks. This one's darker than it was supposed to be. That was a whole thing that also happened today, but it's okay. We're not going to worry. And then they've got different back sides. Yes, I have a phone case thing. It goes around my neck and then it sits my phone in it. There we go. Whenever you guys show some of your other eggs, I'm like, I kind of freeze. I'm like, I don't even know what to show. So I do traditional stuff like that. And then I also do sort of fun. There's Totoro on an egg. We love Totoro. He's very fun. So I kind of do anything. Oh, this one. This is also a favorite. This is one of my favorites too. This monarch. That's a favorite too. So you can do traditional stuff on your eggs. Don't be afraid to go rogue and put whatever you want on them. Don't be afraid. Okay, so that's all the yellow we're doing is just that. Just that. I love this too. Clearly I have a problem. Clearly. Okay. Do you sell any? I'm not currently, in non-COVID times, I usually sell locally, but obviously that didn't happen this year. I'm looking into getting to a point where I could possibly sell some. It's the logistics of figuring all of that out that because I'm a homeschooling mom right now, I don't have a lot of free time. So I'm kind of just prioritizing making art, teaching others how to make art. That's what I'm prioritizing right now. When my kids, either when things aren't so crazy with my kids, I'm hoping to figure out. Next, we're going to go into Monarch Orange. So when we go into Monarch Orange, I have the funeral music queued up, and we are going to say farewell to Vern, the egg that I broke today. Everyone's going to have a drink. I'm going to say a few words. We're going to bid Vern adieu. We're in the central region. Haven't been to any craft fairs or anything yet in Edmonton or Calgary. I should put that on the list. There we go. So, you know what? I think I'm just going to make that one a little longer. I kind of messed it up. I should have just left it. Why did I do that? It's fine. Just leave it. Just turn it away. Just look, it's not there anymore. It's not a problem anymore. 50 points to Gryffindor, if you can name that reference. It's a happy little opportunity. It actually is, isn't it? Two drinks for that. Simply! Becca's got it. It's not a problem anymore. Specifically, simply making fun of 5-minute crafts, which is like, I live for those videos where she just drags them. What if you're not Gryffindor? Well, whatever. We don't discriminate in this house. We got one of each in this house. I'm like, whenever I do those Harry Potter quizzes online, I'm always like 51% Hufflepuff to 49% Ravenclaw. But then I'll do those like, what character are you most like test, and it's always like 91% Luna Lovegood and like 89% Phoebe Buffay. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm more Ravenclaw or Hufflepuff. I'm definitely not Gryffindor. I'm definitely not Slytherin. Ravenpuff. Yeah, one of my kids is very much a Ravenclaw. The other one is very much a Gryffindor. My husband's very much a Gryffindor. We figure the cat's a Slytherin, the dog's for sure a Hufflepuff. That's what we've all decided in this house. So we got to the point. So for those of you that don't know, at the beginning of the pandemic, I started reading. My kids had no idea what the whole Harry Potter thing was. So I started to reading them the Harry Potter series a year ago, at the beginning of the pandemic. 15-20 minutes every night we read. We are now on chapter 31 of Order of the Phoenix. And there's 38 chapters, so we are in the final stretch. And we just finished the chapter where Fred and George leave Hogwarts. We just finished that. Okay, so there we go. So that's all the gold we're putting on it. And we are going to... I know, and do you know what? So I'm really screwed because... So the last book, my 7-year-old still hasn't forgiven me for Cedric. Well, not the last book, but... the last book. I can't think now. So when Cedric died, my 7-year-old was like... When I read that part of the book, she cried for 20 minutes and she wouldn't speak to me for an hour. It was a bit of a... she was not happy. But my kids, their favorite characters, I'm not even kidding you guys. Their favorite characters are the Weasley twins, Lupin, Sirius, and Dumbledore. Like, I'm screwed. I am screwed. Yeah, I hear you. My boyfriend, my husband of 12 years that I just called my boyfriend. When he was still my boyfriend, briefly, before I seriously just called him my boyfriend, and we've been married. Well, we've been married, it'll be 11 years coming up. We've been together 12. That's funny. I just slipped and called him my boyfriend. But when we were still dating, he warned me. He's like, for some reason, he thought the whole Dobby thing was going to really upset me. But Hedwig, more than anything, that was... Whew. It's late. I get a pass. It's also been a long day. And it has not been... I haven't been at my best today. So we're now going into Monarch Orange. So while we're in Monarch Orange, everybody get your drinks ready because we are going to bid adieu to Vern. There's going to be... Yeah, I know. That's... I think that one's going to get my kids too. Badly. But... It's going to happen. It's... You know what? When I was a kid... It was The Neverending Story and The Swamp of Sadness with, was it Atreyu was the horse's name? Or was it Atreyu the little boy's name? I think Atreyu was the horse's name. And, The Swamp of Sadness. I remember that scene in the labyrinth, and that I wasn't okay for a while after that movie. Yeah, it was not... I feel like that messed me up for a while. Set aside some cash for your kids' therapy. Artex, thank you, Artex. Atreyu was the little boy, right? Yeah, I remember I had one night when I was at university, my roommate and I, we partook in some activity and decided we were just going to have some snacks and sit and watch old movies from childhood. And we, we're going to have our munchies. We had all of our snacks ready and everything. And we sat and watched The Neverending Story. And oh my God. You think when you're an adult you can handle stuff better. No, I think I handled it worse. I think I handled it worse. Okay. So. Okay, let's pause. Let's get our funeral music out. Everybody get your drinks ready. We're going to say goodbye. We're going to say fare thee well. Okay. Dear Vern, you were a good egg. You were with us for 6 years. I am so sorry I am an idiot and improperly put the spoon away today, causing it to fall and crush you so that you met your untimely demise. I really wish I would have drained you and not forgotten. Clearly, you definitely have been going through it on the inside. No one knew what a mess you were on the inside. But you were so beautiful on the outside. You taught me so much. You taught me that we don't always have to go the traditional route. We can just make little swirly doodles. And it's beautiful. So thank you, Vern, for all the joy you brought, for all that you taught. May you go to egg heaven and be there forevermore. We salute you, Sir Vern. He did teach me about storing my spoons. He taught us so much. Thank you, dear Vern. We salute you. Cheers to you, Vern. Cheers to you, Vern. Thank you for your service. Properly store your both of your tools and your eggs. Oh no, I already smashed him earlier today. That pour one out for the homie. Okay, there we go. There we go. There's the lavender chamomile tea. Alrighty. To Vern. He was so young. Oh, I'm so sad about that, you guys. Thank you for indulging me on that. I feel better now. You know what? At least, if nothing else, we all had a good laugh tonight. Did you ever think you'd be attending a funeral for an egg? I don't think so. I don't think so. These lives are the best. I mean, I'm in Alberta. Of course I'm in Alberta. I just had a funeral for an egg. Oh, that's something only an Albertan would do, I feel like. Sometimes I feel like the rest of Canada just looks at Alberta and they're like, what are you doing? I just came in. What happened? We had a funeral. For... I killed an egg today. Unfortunately, I dropped a spoon on him. Yeah. Yeah, did we ever think that we would be holding a funeral for an egg? I don't think so, but we did. We did. I feel better now. That was cathartic. Thank you, guys. I feel better. I feel like, you know what? As long as we can have a laugh, it's all worth it. It's all worth it, as long as we can all have a laugh. Let's check and see how our little... Look at how quickly that's taking. We'll give her another minute. That's why Trudeau forgot about Alberta. Why? Because we're all weird. Mom, can we put the funeral on YouTube? Absolutely, you can. Go for it. Absolutely. It'll be one of those videos that someone will randomly find one day when they go through a rabbit hole and they're just going to be like, what is this? Call all my friends. Do you know what? In my friend group, my nickname was Mom. Back in the day before I was married, before I was a mom, in my friend group, that was my nickname. Everybody called me Mom because I was always the one momming everyone. So, you like the butterfly? Thank you. Where's my? I actually have a blue Morpho one too. Now that we are looking at the emoji. Yeah, you know what? I was 90% of the time I was the mom and 10% of the time I was a mess. My friends called my alter ego X-Tina, and X-Tina did not come out often, but when she did, everybody would, like, my friends would text, like, they would call each other, they're like, X-Tina's out. And they'd be like, oh my God, I'm coming out. Because I didn't come out often, but when she did, oh, it was a party. Because most of the time I was mom. So, yeah, that's a blue Morpho. These I kind of did as like a little set last year. Ducky must be protected. God, especially from me today. Most of my kids are young. My friends are younger, and I call them all my kids. I'm the blunt one, at least. Yeah, I've got one of those in my friend group. She lives in New Zealand. She was always like just very, and you need one. You need that one in your friend group. You need the one to yeah, I do. I empty my eggs at the end. This Miss Dahlia, we haven't seen Miss Dahlia in a hot minute. I haven't taken the wax off from when I drained her, but Miss Dahlia, actually that's the top. So I drained her. I put the wax on here just to protect the dye while I was emptying it. So roll away. So yeah, that's another one I did. So Miss Dahlia was actually, this was the second Dahlia that I did because the first one leapt out of my hands. That's what we'll call it. I didn't drop it because I was distracted looking for something on YouTube. It leapt out of my hands. Sure. Okay. I have an unholy number of screenshots from these lives. It makes me so happy because I'm absolutely that person that does that as well. Like, just take screenshots of videos. Like, I'll just reference this later. And I do. I absolutely do. Okay. Very pretty, pretty. So it doesn't take long to dye these. Can you show the back of the brown shamrock? I can. Let me just finish drawing these. Yeah, exactly. Just like when you trip and you're like, wow, the step bit me. I've always been quite a klutzy person, just ever since I was a kid. Trained in dance, did ballet for like years and years and years, and like could go out on stage and be the most graceful thing in the world. Couldn't walk across the living room without tripping on the carpet. One day my dad was like, why am I paying all this money for ballet? Like, you can't walk across the room without tripping over the carpet. It's like, I don't know. It's all right. We are who we are. I am who I am. Wait, are you Nerdy Crafter? I am not Nerdy Crafter, but I adore her. My kids and I watch her. I'm in Alberta. She's over in Montreal, Quebec. Montreal. Okay. If anybody is French here, I apologize. I won't try to speak French ever again. Alrighty. So now We're in this beautiful monarch orange color. Now we're just going to, really easy, we're just going to fill in our little petals here. That's all we're going to do. There we go. Oh no. Oh no. I sprained my ankle gardening last summer, right at the like in June. I was stepping up off of something, stepping down from like just like a little ledge, and I rolled my ankle and I heard it snap and I was like, "Oh, that's bad." And it swelled up. And it was like the whole summer it was messed up, and it was like I think it was December before it felt right again. Like it took so long to heal. That's one thing I'm not enjoying about getting older. I feel like once I hit, like there's that thing, right, where once you hit 30 and everything kind of, you're like, oh, well, I'm 30, everything's going to start falling apart now. But I feel like at 30, you're still okay. But I noticed once I hit 35, oh, the time it takes to heal from just little stupid minor injuries is ridiculous. That's one thing I can really, really say about aging is you just, ooh, body does not heal like it once did. I feel like things that used to take a week or two to heal now take 2 months. And I don't ever remember my knees being this bad. Yeah, I'm going to be on the 29th. I'm going to be 39. So I haven't noticed too much of a difference between 35 and 39, but like for some reason it was like a light switch went off. Also though, I feel like 35 was when the bone marrow disease thing started. That's when all my neurological symptoms and all that were starting. So I think it probably has more to do with that than anything. The whole light switchy business. Because, man, his body is not what it once was. That's okay. I'll do other things now. More time for art. Visual art instead of performance art. I used to be a dancer. Those of you wondering, I grew up dancing, and then I did the cruise ship thing for a while. I taught for a while. There we go. That's it. Easy peasy. That is the one thing I've noticed as you get older too. If you try to hang on to those things from when you were younger, you're not the same person. Your body's not the same person. Mentally, you're not the same person because you're just different. You've been through more things. You have different perspectives about things. So if you try to hang on, I feel like too much to those things from when you were young, it just, I don't know. It's like you get stuck. But if you embrace the evolution, because you evolve as you get older, and you look for all the new things that you can do, I think it makes aging a lot more fun. Because instead of focusing on all the things that you can't do like you once did, you're just focusing on all the cool things you can do now. There's the inspirational portion of tonight's. And you thought it was the funeral. I don't know why I do that, but at some point in the evening, I usually end up, I think I give myself little pep talks. Whatever I say on here, it's usually me giving myself a pep talk. But sometimes I think, well, if I need to hear this, and maybe somebody else out there does too. It's like Bob Ross. I love Bob Ross. That's the other thing I could fall asleep to. There's been many, when I was in my 20s, I used to get really, really bad anxiety. And quite often, I would put on Bob Ross videos to fall asleep. He is my jam. Okay. Pray for a ride. I'm sorry you're having a rough go. My anxiety is worse than ever. I mean, it makes sense. You're going through some hard stuff right now. Heading to bed. Have a good sleep. Have a good sleep. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so there we go. So believe it or not, that's it. So now for final color, what I did is I went into Beaver Brown as a final color, which is this guy here. I'm starting to normalize anxiety. Oh yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing that I find with stress, anxiety, that kind of thing. And with anything, like people will go through a breakup and they'll be sad for 2 weeks and they'll call it depression. It's like, well, that's not depression. Feeling sad for a couple weeks and it makes sense situationally, that's not depression. Or I used to get this, like everybody that's ever had like a headache thinks that they've had a migraine. And I'm like, oh, no. They're very different. So imagine we put this one in Beaver Brown. And then what another great final color? I feel like Kalina Red would be a really nice final color for this one. Because then you've got white, gold, orange, and red. That would be really nice. You could also just go rogue and go, I think a blue would look really beautiful as the final color. Yeah, I've had wicked issues with migraines over the years. I wouldn't wish those on my worst enemy. Horrific time with migraines. But figured it out finally. So I don't know why I'm into like 70s color palettes, right? I think it's because I got all those clothes from my mom. All of her 70s clothes. I'm just really into I'm really into white, yellow, orange, and brown right now. So now to take the wax off, really easy. So I don't hold it directly in the candle flame. I just hold it near it. And I am just warming it so that I see the wax getting shiny. And then I just wipe it away. That's it. That's how you unwax your eggs. If you've got a blow dryer with a hot setting, you could try doing that, blasting with some heat from the blow dryer. If you've got a heat gun like you use for like crafting, like embossing and that kind of thing, you could absolutely do. I think that's what Catherine Alexander art uses. There we go. So I've got a little bit of pencil lines there. I will show you guys after I take all of the wax off. I'll show you how I deal with those. So I just wait until it gets shiny. And just wipe it away. Yes, so as long as Sarah learned her lesson microwaving eggs. So you can also use the oven or the microwave. You have to, before you put them in the oven or microwave, drain them first. I got all my tools here. I can show you guys, I can do a draining. I can show you guys how I drain this after I'm done taking the wax off. And make sure that the holes that you drilled aren't blocked. And otherwise you'll have an explosion in your microwave. Sarah can tell you all about that. What's my The bone marrow thing, oh God, what is it called? So one where so my bone marrow is going ham, making too many platelets. Primary thrombocytosis, I believe. Primary thrombocyte. It's kind of known as two different things. It's either thrombocytosis or thrombocythemia. And it's the primary one. So normally you make extra platelets, like if you have like leukemia or something. I don't. I'm fine. My bone marrow is just making a ton of platelets for absolutely no goddamn reason. But that is why I was having so many neurological issues, because I was essentially like just having like mini I was having blood clotting issues. So that's why I have to take baby aspirin to make sure that my blood stays thinned out so I don't have a stroke or an event, as they say, a cardiac event. There we go. If you want to learn science the hard way, I'm a great source. As am I. Sarah can teach you about explosions and what happens when you drink vinegar, and I can teach you about gravity. We're a great pair. Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, it was rough there for a while. I was getting migraines constantly, and I was having I kept losing functioning in my hands, and they would like go numb, and I couldn't use them, and which is very frustrating for an artist and a creative person. When you lose the functioning in your hands, it's very frustrating. And I was having really bad dizzy spells and like really bad vertigo, and I went to so many doctors, and because I'm a woman and I have, depression and anxiety in my chart, they were like, well, you're just depressed, you're just having anxiety. I was like, I'm having dizzy spells. They're like, well, it's just you're like a panic attack. I'm like, no, I've had those. Like, I can't see. Like, I'm falling over. I think this is a problem. Well, it's just anxiety. I was like, so I started getting burning down the fronts of my legs. My shins were like burning, and I was scared I had MS. So I finally dogged this neurologist enough to give me a MRI. And he did, and everything was fine, which is good, but it was like one more thing. There's no explanation. And he told me I was just depressed because I was a stay-at-home mom, because I went and got a degree, and I was just a stay-at-home mom, and that's why I was having all those symptoms. I was so mad. I was like, somebody just fix me. So my doctor finally got me in to see a specialist, a hematologist, an oncologist, and she figured out what was wrong with me after many, many tests, and she did an ultrasound. Yeah. Yeah. You're depressed because you're just a mom. I was like, thanks. Like, how are you a doctor? Like, that does not help me. Like, you're supposed to help me. That's not helpful at all. Like, I'm not depressed. I love being at home with my kids. I'm, if I am sad, it's because I'm in pain all the time, dude. Like, can you help me out? But they did an ultrasound, and they found my spleen is slightly enlarged, I guess. When your bone marrow makes too many platelets, it enlarges your spleen. I didn't know that was a thing, but now I do. And, yeah. Baby aspirin twice a day, no longer in pain all the time, no more dizzy spells. Imagine that. I lucked out that it's like that's all I need to do is just take baby aspirin. I might at some point need to take something stronger, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Yeah, it was frustrating. It was about a decade of really debilitating migraines and worsening symptoms, and then it got to the point I was actually on medical leave. Like, I couldn't work, I couldn't do anything. It was rough, but Isn't this pretty? Like for a beginner egg, it's very pretty. And you can imagine all the different color combos you can do with this. I think this other one, I think I'm going to dip it in blue. Just to do something totally different. I think the blue will really set off the yellow and the orange. Just give it a totally different look than this one. That's the nice thing when you're doing these eggs. Find a design that you like, that you feel comfortable with, and then just do it in like every different color. Try every different color combo, right? You'd be surprised. So look at that. That's one whole side done. Isn't that pretty? Then I'll just show you quickly. So if you've got a spot that's got like, say, a little bit of pencil line, just erasing my eraser to make sure it's clean. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, am I still there? I think my... Dun, 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 dun. Am I still there? My internet looked like it did something. Okay. I'm still here. Okay. Yeah, my internet went bloop for a minute. Alrighty. Okay, it lagged. All right, hopefully it's sorted out now. Let me know if it's still lagging or if it's okay. My internet's been weird tonight. Did this earlier. You missed the eraser part. I'll show it to you again. I will show it to you again. Yeah, you just got to erase carefully. Don't press too hard. So where is... I kind of have a little line there. So I just go in, white eraser, and I just gently. You just want to be careful because you don't want to like wreck the dye around it. Oh, that's wax. That's not pencil. Whoopsie. But yeah, just a little white eraser. Just make sure the eraser's clean. It's not like an old. Those old, really, really hard erasers. I also use, most of the time, I use one of these. They kind of work best. Okay, I think there's another little line in the middle here. I'll show you that. Not me making it worse. There. Yeah, just like that. Just a little squeak, squeak. Done, done. There we go. Like it never happened. Just be gentle. You don't want to rub too hard because you don't want to make a patch where the dye is all patchy. Haven't seen those eraser pens since elementary school. Really? Do they still make them? Or do I just still have one from like forever ago? Do you know what I got today, you guys? My mom is cleaning out her garage, which is huge. I adore my mom. She's got kind of hoarder tendencies though. And not like dead cats hoarding kind of a thing, but like she has a 2-car garage that is packed floor to ceiling with boxes. Floor to ceiling. She does not get rid of things. She has a really, really hard time parting with things. And she came over today. She's going through it. She's trying to organize and sort and get rid of stuff, which I'm very grateful for because the more she gets rid of now, the less. I think my little brother took her aside and was like, "Look, when you die, this is going to be an overwhelming burden to your children to go through all of your stuff. Please start going through it now." I think he had that conversation with her. So maybe he didn't. Maybe she just got there on her own. She might have just gotten there on her own, but she's going through her stuff. And I got 4 huge, not me scorching my egg. Oh my God. Hang on, let me readjust so that I'm actually on screen. But I got 4 huge boxes today of Barbies from the 80s and 90s. And there was a period of time where I collected Barbies. And like, I think I got some holiday I think I got Holiday Barbie 1990, 1991, 92. I think I might have Holiday Barbie 1989. Like brand new in the box, never opened. Are they worth any money, or am I imagining that? Like weird things happening with my wax. It's just a weird night, you guys. Just gonna have weird things happening tonight. I mean, we already had a funeral for an egg. No. I had that happen. When I was a kid. I had an egg roll off the table as I was working on it, and it broke, and I was sad. There we go. So you just want to hold it long enough that you hold it in there long enough that the wax gets shiny. And then you know it's ready. There we go. Yeah, like I don't know if anybody ever did Barbies when they were a kid, but my mom, like I've got the whole Hart family. I have their car, I have the house. Not still in packages, brand new, but they're very well loved. But it was like I didn't go through it, everything. I just opened it up because I was like, what's this? She's like, oh, this is all your stuff. I'm like, what? She found a bunch of art from when I was in high school, a bunch of like paintings and stuff that I did. I showed it to my 9-year-old, and she's like, most of it she thinks is complete trash. She's like, you almost did something with this, Mom. Like, it's almost good. It's like, thanks. But there's one drawing, a multimedia piece. I did a drawing with like pencil, and then I think I added charcoal and some paint and stuff. And actually, I think I added nail polish to it. She liked that one, but the rest of them, she's like, it's almost good, Mom. I go, oh, thank you, honey. Just be careful when you're working with the flame, like where you're holding your egg, how you're holding your egg. You can easily scorch it and burn yourself, so be careful. Yeah, my 9-year-old's great for that. She is great for that. She's got that dry wit, dry humor. And it comes out often. Which I don't mind. I find her hilarious, but there's sometimes I'm like, this is going to get you in trouble if you're not careful. Did you get a degree in anything or pursue your art in it? So I heard my whole childhood, I really ingested that whole art is like a hobby. It's not a job. You have to get a real job kind of a thing. I really ingested that. And like my family, it's all like trades and stuff like that, right? Like, you know, only suckers went to university. There was no college savings for any of the kids. I think my dad, I love my dad, but he's very old school thinking, and he like straight up told me, he's like, there's no point in women going to college. You're just going to get pregnant and have kids anyways. I was like, okay. But I did, so right after high school, I actually traveled for a couple years. I was a dancer, and I worked on cruise ships. And so I traveled for a bit, and then I came home and I was a dance teacher for a bit and decided that was actually a nightmare for many reasons. And then I went to school and I got a degree in psychology from University of Calgary. And I've done some work in that field. Like I've worked in like a group home and stuff before. I've worked in a couple group homes with like at-risk youth and things like that. But trying not to burn my egg. And Yeah, it's different. All the jobs on cruise ships are different, right? But we were entertainment staff, so we would like get up and like do like host like shuffleboard or something, like a game of shuffleboard on the Lido deck for like a half an hour, and then have the rest of the day to ourselves to just go and port and travel and hang out, and then we'd come back and do the shows at night. So it was there was lots of downtime. There's lots of time to go and explore and see cool things and do fun stuff. And it was really good for me. I was very sheltered growing up, and I had never been out of Canada. I think the furthest I had traveled was like New Mexico, I think. There's still some wax on there, and I'm making a mess. So if you try to erase your pencil lines and there's still wax on your egg, it's going to make a mess. But no, it was good for me. I went everywhere except Asia and Australia, but I've been everywhere else. Not Antarctica. I have not been to Antarctica, but I've been everywhere else. Been South America. I've been Mediterranean. I've been up Russia, Norwegian fjords. I've been all around. Went Northern Africa. Saw lots of cool stuff. It was very cool up until 9/11 happened, and then that was a weird time to be out abroad traveling, let me tell you. That was a bit weird, but it was cool. I've never been farther, thank you, Illinois. I've never been farther than Illinois. I haven't been to Illinois. Where have I been in the States? In the States, I've been, when I was in grade 5, my family took a trip and went all the way down to New Mexico and back up. So like North Dakota and Oregon, California, and New Mexico, that kind of thing. I've been to Las Vegas. Actually, I went to Vegas. I'd never been to Vegas, and then we went to Vegas for our honeymoon. Actually, one of my friends that I used to do cruise ships with now lives in Vegas. I got to see her on my honeymoon. It was really cool. Alrighty. Look at that, guys. 10 minutes to midnight. And we have a whole egg done. Hi. Born and raised in Vegas. I've been to Italy. I loved Italy. So, now, I think what I can show you quick before we go, blow out the candle so I don't burn anything. I will show you how I drain these. Yeah, I'm Mountain Standard Time. Okay. Did I go to... No, I didn't go to Egypt. I was supposed to. And then things... Because I was in Northern Africa when 9/11 happened. So our itinerary changed. But I've been... We're Algeria... Tunisia, Morocco, around there. I wanted to go to Egypt. I was obsessed with I went through a really big, and I don't know if other kids did this. Now, vote. Should I do it in the top or the bottom? Where should I drill my hole? Top or bottom? Top or bottom? I kind of feel like... So it's either going to hang that way if I put it in the top, or I could hang it that way if I put it, or I could just not hang it at all and just let it sit. Bottom, the left side. Top? Top? There's a gay joke in here somewhere. Okay, so if we're going to hang it, if we're going to put a little hangy thing on it, I think we should put it on the top. So let's drill it on the top. So now what I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to relight this candle. I'm going to put a little thing of wax, after I've just taken all the wax off, I'm going to put a little sort of circumference of wax here, and that's going to protect the dye from all the innards when they come out. It's very exciting. I always say this is like when in non-COVID times, when I teach this in schools, it's always the favorite with like the 9-year-old boys. I'm like at the sink in the classroom draining all these eggs, and these 9-year-old boys around me like, oh my God, the egg's barfing. So much fun. So much fun. So this is just going to keep it all nice and protected so I don't end up with patchy dye. I just got off work. What did I miss? We did a whole ass egg, and we had a funeral for an egg that unfortunately died today. We're just about to drain this one. I dropped a spoon on one of my eggs today. It was a rough day. It was sad. It was very sad. I'm still at work. Oh, I'm sorry. Boo. Well, I shouldn't say that. Not all work's bad. Some work's fun. Sometimes the work is fun, but the managers are not. Sometimes your coworker's cool, but the customers aren't. Just depends. We were talking about my new favorite show that I'm watching right now, Superstore, on the last live. I just discovered it recently. Quite enjoying it. I think anybody that's ever worked retail quite enjoys that show. There we go. So now, this is that. Do I have the package so I can show the package? Do I have the package? I do have the package. I'm gonna put this spoon away. I feel like it's got a vendetta. It's looking for its next victim. Okay. So I'm using the single whole egg basic egg blower kit from Ukrainian Accessories. And I'm also using their Dremel kit. Now you can buy these separately on their website, or you can buy like a all-in-one. Yeah, everybody drink here. Yes. For anybody that is wanting to purchase anything, UkrainianAccessories.com. Support your local business. Take a drink of water. Support your small businesses, guys. This is a Canadian company. Put that spoon in the kitchen. So all the prices will be in Canadian, and then Crafty Lady 10 will save you 10% at checkout if you do decide to use my code. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I do get a small kickback. Thank you for supporting my work here. I got off on a tangent earlier when I was talking about. So I've never ever gone to school for art. My grandmother was an artist. She had a ceramics studio in her basement while I was growing up, and she taught ceramics and china painting, and my great-grandmother was the one that did pisanki, but she didn't teach my mom it. My mom had to learn by books by herself, so I'm just very, very, just gentle pressure. This little it looks like a little screwdriver from like when you have those kits that you fix your glasses. It looks like that. I'm just going very gently. Let's go with one of these. I should blow that out. Everybody's always going to panic that I'm going to stab myself with one of these. That is a valid concern. That's a valid fear. It might happen. Hopefully it doesn't. But it might. That's why it's important to just go slow and gentle pressure. Yeah, the wax just pretty well for me scratching it obviously as well because I'm inept apparently. Some people have talked about they have like a little like Dremel tool, like a drill that they use on these. If you got one of those and you can competently use it, go for it. I am not someone who should have access to power tools or garden shears. Did I ever tell you about the time when I accidentally cut a water line with a pair of garden shears and flooded my basement? I can't remember if I told you guys that story or not. Teacher, I do a lot of science. You really do. I'd like to hear it. Oh, that sounds fun. It's like, it's just, honestly, it's just another example of me being me. But we had, when we moved into this house, it was like, there's a part in the basement where it was like not done yet. And I think they like were going to put in a wet bar, I guess, but they never did. So there was these two, what I now know as water lines sticking out from the wall. And I hated them. And they like, the kids would like trip on them. And, you know, they got in the way when I was vacuuming down here because it's like a carpeted basement. And they were just sticking out of the wall. And I kept asking my husband, I'm like, we need to get like, you need to cut those. And like, we need to like fill that in. Cause like, we're not going to put a wet bar in here. And he was like, oh yeah. I'll do that. Well, 2 years later, of course, right? It's still not done. And so I decided, you know what? I am a strong, independent woman. I'm perfect. Like, these are just little plastic, little whatever sticking out of the wall. Like, I can, like, it's thick plastic, but like, I could get rid of those. I could cut those. I could patch over that wall. I could do this myself. I could do this. So I'm looking at these plastic, little hoses things sticking out of the wall. And, they're quite thick. And I'm like, well, you know, kitchen scissors aren't gonna work. You know what will work? Those garden shears that I use to trim the trees out back. That'll work. And so I came inside, got right up close against the wall because I was like, I'm going to get it right close to the wall, right? So that it's easy. There's going to be nothing sticking. Oh, yeah. So there's going to be nothing sticking out. So and it's like, keep in mind, I have to leave to pick my children up, my oldest up from, what was this, grade 1 or kindergarten? I think it was grade 1. I think she was in grade 1. So my other daughter, she was in preschool. She was 3 years old. So she was home with me. She was 3 years old. She's watching me do this. So I cut the line, what I think is just a plastic hose. I don't realize it's a water line. I had heard, you see how I just got through? So now I'm just going to very gently kind of go around the perimeter here and just get rid of any of like little membrane or anything and just make it nice and smooth here. And so I cut it and immediately water starts gushing out onto the floor. And like, I panic. I'm like, oh my God, what do I do? What do I do? And my 3-year-old looks at me and she's like, Mommy, what you do? Mommy, what you doing? Mommy. Like, she knew. She's like, oh my God, my mom messed up. Like, she was 3 and even she knew, Mom, you're an idiot. And so I ran outside because I thought, I don't know what I thought. I ran outside. No, that's a lie. I do know what I thought. You know what I thought? oh shit, bad emergency. Oh no, I need an adult. So I ran outside to find an adult. And then I had one of those like life moments, that horrible realization where you realize, oh shit, I'm the adult. So I ran back inside. Keep in mind, this entire time, there's just water pouring out of the wall. Like, pouring out of the wall. And I realized, I'm like, okay, it's a water line. I need to shut the water off. So I He-Man my laundry drying rack out of the way, get into the little closet thing in the laundry room where that, the furnace and all that is. Find it, shut it off. Okay, good. Water has stopped. I now have a basement. Sorry, I got distracted. So I've got this little pump here with this little syringe here. I'm sticking it in the hole here, and I am just very gently pumping air into the egg, and the air is displacing the yolk and the contents of the egg and pushing them out that little hole. But you just got to go really slow or you will burst the egg. I'm just going to kind of do this. See if I can break up that yolk. But yeah, so that was an interesting call to my husband at work. I was like, that water line in the basement? He was just like, no, I didn't get to talk to him right away. I left him a series of messages, but they were so long that they kept getting cut off. And so, but he got them and they were out of order, so he didn't know what was going on. But yeah, anyways, I flooded my basement. But I got the lines fixed and finally got the wall patched over. And now when I ask my husband to do something around the house, he does it right away because he doesn't wait, because he knows I'll decide that I'm an independent woman and I can do it myself and I will flood shit. So either way. Anyways, that was the story of how I flooded my basement. Some of us, we all have different talents and abilities. Some of us are very artistic. Insurance gave me anxiety. Oh, you're an insurance claim advisor. Yeah, so I got out my parents have like a carpet cleaner, like a steam cleaner, and so we used that to suck up a bunch of water, and like we sucked up a lot of water. And then we had some I think my dad had one. I think somebody's uncle had another. But we got some of those like industrial fans to like blow on the carpet. It was fine. It all worked out. And now I have a great story to tell. And now I know when there's little plastic hoses sticking out of the wall, you don't cut those with garden shears because chances are there's water in them. Wasn't even a thought in my head. I thought you had to connect something to have water flowing out of those. Nope, it's there. It's there. Oh yeah, it was carpeted. Oh yeah. There was a couch, it got soaked. We had to yeet the couch. The couch didn't make it. It was fine. So I'm glad I could regale you all with that wonderful story. So if you wonder what it's like being married to me, there it is in a nutshell. But I'll make you beautiful crafts. I'll do art with your children. I'm taking a drink for Yeet the Couch. It does kind of look like I'm making an omelet. Yeah, these are real eggs. I work on real eggs. So now over here you can see that little green thing. It's like my little drying rack. So I'll put it on that overnight and just let anything else that's in there drain out. And then that's it. And then if you want, you don't have to, but if you, I'm just going to put that guy there. You don't have to, but if you want, you can always, let me see if I can get this without breaking it. Don't break Baby Yoda. Don't break Baby Yoda. Come here. Come here, Yoda. Grogu. Don't give me lip. Okay. So if you want, also on Ukrainian accessories, there are these little things called findings. And you can just, you glue it on the top. You can use E6000 or hot glue or whatever you have. And it covers up the hole that you just drilled and drained your egg out of. And then look, you have amazing ornaments you can hang on your Christmas tree. You could give as gifts. You can get like a little, sorry, there's my light there. But you can get a little tree and hang them. You can put them in a vase. You don't have to get the findings, but if you want to hang them. There you go, Grogu. Grogu. Egg sorcery, I love it. So, there we are. We got this. So I think what I'll do with this guy is I'm going to put him in either Glacier Turquoise or Niagara Blue. I haven't decided which, but one of those two. I don't fill mine in with resin. I don't work with resin. I'm not very experienced, but I know if you would like to see specifically Pisanke, which is what this is, Pisanke, and resin work, I would encourage you to check out Catherine Alexander Art here on TikTok. She does work with quail eggs and resin. Oh, Kalina Red. Yes. Maybe I should do Kalina Red. We'll see. We'll see. You know what? I'll probably do another one and I'll do some different colors and I'll put in some Kalina Red. And then on Monday, I'll go live again and I'm going to do some unwaxing and draining so you can see sort of some different. I'm going to do another one. I don't know exactly what color combo, but I'm going to do another one with Kalina Red. So you guys can see. Did you end up done? Yeah, let's look at those shamrocks. I did. He went on a little bit of a journey today, this guy. So when I went to take the wax off, the sort of like the residue from taking the wax off darkened. It was quite a light brown color. But oh, I got some wax or some egg yolk on there. Don't ruin the egg. Don't ruin the dye. So it was originally the brown was this light brown color, but when I took the wax off, the residue darkened it. So I was all sad and pouty about that. It wasn't exactly what I wanted, but I was like, oh, fine. So I kept taking the wax off, and then I was working on that one for tonight, and that's when the spoon fiasco happened. But I like it. Do you know what? I think, right, sisters, not twins. I think they're a nice matching pair. I think they look beautiful. Ooh, canola, glowing hearts, Niagara. Ooh, that'll be nice. Oh, do you know what? It does look like stained wood. I didn't even think of that, but you're right. That totally looks like stained wood. I like it. So if you were here on Wednesday, I did this on Wednesday's live. I showed you guys how to do this shamrock. And I have like a 2.5 hour video that I'm going to try to edit down and post it on my YouTube. So if you want a step-by-step, it's a little bit, these Celtic knots, I'm not going to lie, it's a little bit of a mind F. I'm not going to lie, it's a little bit tricky. You got to go really slow. But I think that is a video that I should put on YouTube because you would need to like watch it, back up, watch it again, back up, watch it again, back up to get it really good. So I think I'll edit that and I'll try to have that on my YouTube by the end of this weekend. So if you go to my profile, there's that little icon. It looks like the old school Instagram icon. And if you click on that, my YouTube and my Instagram will come up. I'm not great at YouTube. I'm slowly getting that built up, but it's slow going. As I said, I am a homeschooling mom, so it's been hard to. I want to jump in and I do all the things and I'm limited with time, but that's okay. I've been prioritizing these lives because they're fun and they fill my cup, and we need that right now. We all need cup filler activities. So, and I think they're the most beneficial to you guys to like be able to come on here and ask questions and really see it in real time and see me go through the process of everything. So I think as far as teaching purposes go, I feel like these lives are the ticket. So yeah. Could upload a copy of the live to you. Yeah, so I will do that. I will do that. But I will be back here on Monday at 10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So I'll have another one of these guys done and this one done. So I'll take the wax off and then drain those on the live. And I'll have a little bit of a show and tell, I think. I haven't decided what I'm going to show and tell. I've been doing, Mondays have been like Q&A, show and tell, and then draining our eggs that we made on the weekend and unwaxing them. So if you are interested in any of that, you can come back and see me on Monday at 10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I'll work on that YouTube and getting some more videos up there for you guys. But how long did the light brown one take? All the details? I don't know. I really need to start timing myself. This one, I worked on it for a bit, and then I left it for about a week, and then I came back. That doesn't tell you anything. The little baby shamrocks took a bit. I think those took a while just in and of themselves. So these eggs, like an egg like this, like these guys, this is like an hour kind of an egg, right? I could probably get this done in an hour if I was just focusing on what I was doing and not like talking and all that kind of a thing. These guys are a little bit more. They take a bit more time. They're a little bit different. So it just depends. I like Good Harvest Pisanka. She's got an ostrich that she spent I think almost 30 hours on, and it's incredibly detailed, her ostrich egg. She's got a video on her channel. It's amazing. I think it's over 1 million views now. It's a phenomenal video. So thank you. I try. It's lots of practice. I've been doing this about 35 years now, so just practice. You do anything for 35 years, you're going to get good at it, right? So, you're welcome. So on that note, I think I shall bid everyone adieu. Yeah, I like how it's got two different tones. I think it's cool. I like how this one turned out. I like how it turned out. But yes. So if you have any other questions, I can answer them. Otherwise, I will see you guys back on Monday. Remember, UkrainianAccessories.com is the place where you can, if anybody needs a screenshot right now, that is the website where you can buy anything. And then Crafty Lady 10 will save you 10% at checkout. Thank you for helping me bid adieu to our fallen soldier, Mr. Vern. Oh, fare thee well, friend. Fare thee well. Thank you for having a sense of humor with me. And we will see everybody back here on Monday. Thank you so much, everybody. Bye-bye.